Well, welcome back, everyone. And for newcomers, welcome. And this is our weekly group meditation from WeAwake, which we have called appropriately WeAwake. And why are we doing this? Well, because we felt that we should. We were all meditating together back in the days when people used to get together. And this was one of the inspirations that came out of that get together, that maybe because when we were up in our little meditation room upstairs, and I'm talking from my secret abode in Utah, it was really clear that with the technology and with our presence together, there was something really powerful happening. And I've also noticed in my counseling work over the years and the 2 online vision quests we've done and all the different meditations that this stuff works in a non-local way also. I mean, there is a field of energy that's connected in some mysterious and powerful way, even when we're not all, within apple throwing distance of each other, in different parts of the planet, different time zones, hemispheres, and all of that stuff. So that's why we're doing it. And my name's still John Dupuis. I've hung on to that for another week. And we're going to do the track today. It is from Forgetting Not to Remember. What the hell does that mean, you might ask? Well, what it means, I'll give away the koan. Maybe we'll all have moments. But normally what seems to happen when we have these awakening experiences, that's what it feels like. It feels like we're awakening to something that we already always knew. And somehow we've been in a deep slumber and forgotten. So we're forgetting not to remember, which means basically we're remembering who we are and we're waking up. And so we're doing track 3. It is called Cleansing the Doors of Perception and ripping off shamelessly Aldous Huxley. But I think the book has been so old, there's no more copyright laws that you can violate. And it's just it's a beautiful phrase and true of the practice, that it seems to cleanse the doors of perception and we can see the world anew. And we can see that there is beauty at the core of everything. And that is a very powerful perception and a very important one in these times of stress and evolutionary pressure that's being put on us from all angles in these times. So to remember to wake up, to be the people that you were born to be in the times that we were born to live in this time around. So without further ado, let's get this thing rolling. And I think this is 20, this is about 20 minutes track, and we'll see you on the other side. Welcome back, everyone. I think it was about 30 seconds ahead of everybody there, so got to watch you guys meditating after I finished, which is sweet. Yeah, thanks. Um, these tools, these brain evolving tools, and I think they are important, and um, I think generations before us did the best they could in this interior meditative work. But now we're having tools that, if we will use them faithfully, religiously, if you will, we'll just make extraordinary progress. And for those of us who are meditators, I think we can tell the difference when we stop. If something comes up, we get too busy and we forget to meditate. And then a couple of weeks down the road or something, well, I don't really, something's wrong. I'm not quite, my guitar's out of tune or something. Oh, I forgot to practice. And, we live in a time where technology is just going nuts in both the positive and negative ways. And, it's like somebody said, we have this technology that basically makes us gods. We could destroy the world, but we have the ethics of, our Stone Age ancestors. We haven't grown into it yet. So it's very important that we grow into the wisdom and moral high ground that we can start stitching our world together and see what is appropriate and what is not, and how everybody gets to be respected for wherever they are in the journey, but also held back from causing great harm to others and themselves. So talking to Bill Harris once, and he was the founder of Holosync, which was kind of before us, bringing binaural beats meditation to the world. The first guy that ever really figured out how to market. And man, the man can market. And he was also really brilliant, and he really created some good products. And I think I'd practiced with Holosync at least 5 years before WeAwake came online. And it was a tremendous help. But I was trying to remember, but he said that he thought from all the data they collected, the hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people that had used Holosync over the decades, decade and a half maybe at that point, that it increased the efficiency and the time needed to really start transforming 8 to 10 times faster than traditional meditation. So meditation, think about that, times 10, remarkable. And about 12 years ago, I've been playing guitar, since I was 13 or something like that. But basically just acoustic and, singer-songwriters. And I said, well, I'm going to play blues. I'm going to play Leigh. All these guys that I admired, B.B. King and Eric Clapton and Jimi Hendrix. I'd like to be able to do that. But I'm pretty old, and then I said, well, you're always harping about practice, So what if you took something that you're really kind of starting from square one, except that I knew, basic chord patterns and knew the guitar neck. Well, no, I didn't really know the guitar neck, but anyway, I knew it was there. And can I make progress? And so I started using YouTube as my teacher, right? So I could watch everybody playing all my favorites, kind of annoying in the 60s because they always wanted the videos or the films to replicate a psychedelic experience. And it's just, okay, just show me his hands, please. But anyway, so I learned that way, and I knew basically from the science of practice that we learn now is just the repetition that really gets fast results in the brain. Okay, new nerve pathways are created really quickly. It's almost magic, we're creating our brain, and then with repetition, these myelin sheaths, and look this stuff up, okay, begin to form over the brain, and that's when it really becomes yours. So whether you're memorizing Shakespeare or learning guitar riffs or meditation, it changes the brain. And now we have tools. I mean, in the past 10 years, I think I'm a really good guitar player now. I mean, lead, blues, within my thing, I can get a little out of that box. but I think I could be on stage with anybody in the world, have a great time, and not embarrass myself. That's remarkable. And because I understood the discipline of practice, and just, you know, when I learn a new riff, is dun 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 dun, really slow, do it 20 times. Later on in the day, pick up my guitar on the mountain computer, do it 20 times again, and then, you know, 2 days after doing that, all of a sudden, in a week or two, or a month, depending on the complexity of what I'm learning, it just flows through, you know, just like magic. And so when I think of you know, the early pioneers of the blues, like Robert Johnson, he learned it. Well, they say the devil taught him, but you know, he had just to watch his masters, the guys that were there before him, and watch their fingers and go work it out. And then people like Jimi Hendrix and you know, Eric Clapton had albums. They would listen to a riff and try to replicate it. And now I can just stop it, rewind, watch. You know, it's like the technology has enabled me to, in 10 years, get in several lifetimes of playing practice. So that's remarkable. And bringing that back to meditation, self-transformation, we have the tools. You know, we have the tools. And if we will stick with it and use them courageously and wisely and compassionately, not only for ourselves, but realizing that when we start becoming the people that we need to be, it begins to bless the world around us. And we connect to a larger pattern of life. And its evolution recognizes itself and such, and consciously participating in that rapid evolutionary process. Really, really, really something. And I was thinking, I'm talking to Leigh about this, but for those of you do know Integral Life, that's kind of Ken Wilber's, I don't know, website. And there's a lot of different classes, and it's just kind of been a very important thing for a long time. And you know, I'm a part of that, and I contribute. I do an integral recovery practice every couple of weeks. So if you're interested in integral recovery, and you know, whatever the fee is for Integral Life, it's definitely worth it. But what I'm going to do there is I'm going to do a meditation challenge, and I'm going to say, okay, guys, if you accept the challenge, we're going to meditate for an hour every day for 30 days. And we're going to use PMP 3.0. And if you be faithful and do that for an hour a day for 30 days, and then report, you know, what you've noticed in that day, then, you know, we'll give you PMP 3.0 gratis. Okay. So we'll get, and I just think that's remarkable. So if you want PMP 3.0 and you just rather not spend that much money or whatever, or anyway, and if you're not a member of iLife, you should really support those guys, because they are really, really working at a level that begins to clarify and gives hope for the future. And extraordinary. So think about that. And if you don't want to do that, just say, okay, I'm going to do this for an hour a day. You know, find your tracks, PMP 3.0. They're all so good. Okay. Go to what you kind of intuitively, intellectually are driven to. If you download the app, it tells you all the details about each track, what brain waves and how to use them and what they're for. And do that just for an hour a day for a month, you know, and call me, you know, if nothing happened, or call me if something did happen. I really want to know, but I am pretty sure that you're going to notice something really changing radically for the better in your life. And then you say, wow, well, what if I did that for 2 months, 3 months, you know, the next 20 years? It's like that. And it deepens and gets better. And we achieve plateaus in our awakening, and we stay there for a while. Then we have these jump forward, and that's how it seems to go. So yeah, think about that. And yeah, utilize the spirit emanating technologies that are coming through us and are being made available to us to become what we're supposed to be right now in ways that we never could before. So that's a lot of joy. That's really inspiring, but it's also a lot of responsibility. So grab it, do it, be it. Okay. All right. Love you. Thank you guys for being here. And we'll see you next time, and tell your friends and your neighbors to join us. It's good for us all. Thank you.